I hear somebody. Who is that?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Well, it's not Matt's mom. 'Cause she's dead.
Pow! Pow!
What's up, my guys?
Oh shit!
A truly tremendous Christmas Eve.
What's up, Danny Jones?
What a Christmas miracle it is.
(2022) They're talking about Poirier Nate.
Before we get into that, you guys want to talk about Dana White proposes cocaine and PED testing challenge with Jake Paul?
Oh man, that's gonna be a fail.
Bro, what if Paddy Pimblett and Sean O'Malley create like a collective in the UFC, like the New World Order in the WWE way when?
It would be like if the Beatles from the 50s fucked the Beatles from the 70s and had a stupid kid. That's what that thing would look like.
Well, Sean O'Malley's thing is called Unranked. So Paddy Pimblett could get in there and they'll be like, this unranked crew.
What do you mean it's called unranked?
Doesn't Sean O'Malley, he just started his own maybe clothing company or like some sort of, he trademarked something.
Yeah.
Is it because he won't fight anybody ranked?
Yeah, until they pay him good money. He is a top draw.
That's what he's saying, is he won't fight anybody ranked until they pay him.
I hate the motherfucker. I really do, but like I give him a little bit of respect for holding his ground on that. Like why he said it the way he said it, I can't argue with the dude. He said, why would I fight a top contender making the money that I make now?
Right.
He'll wait for the next contract. I can get on board
top
with that.
draw.
That's kind of like the homeless dudes that come to work for me that say that when they get paid more, they'll do more. That's kind of not how it works. So,
bitch, I know you ain't gonna do more, but with Sean O'Malley, I feel like he would do more. And he is a top draw, dude. He's an unranked individual who got his way onto not the prelims, the main card. Of this last thing.
He's been on a couple main cards now.
Yeah, he's a top draw.
He is, absolutely, because you love him or hate him. It's not just, he's not a forgettable guy, and I absolutely hate him. I wish him and Jake Paul would get in a car and fucking crash it.
They would Paul Walker that bitch. I wish they'd get in a Ferrari and Paul Walker themselves.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I like him. Nico Price. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida, so Cape Coral, Southwest Florida. I'm a big Nico Price guy. I actually drove a grapple truck. Those claw trucks that have the claw. It's like you put the outriggers out, and then you got a big fist basically that grabs logs. You could put the logs in your truck. I drove the grapple truck for a while, and I picked up some debris at Nico Price's house once.
I would have tried to fight him.
No, dude, he was legit. He looked yoked.
Oh, yoked. Yeah. He is a professional fighter, Matthew.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, Nico seems like a genuine guy. I like the respect that he showed Cowboy in their fight.
I want to see Nico O'Malley. Are they in the same weight class? Let's get into the UFC because I have some things here that I want to see.
Almost.
No.
I have some fights that I want to see in 2022. This is what I think the UFC should do with the year of 2022. Start off.
He's a welterweight.
Okay. I want to see Dustin Poirier fight Nate. These things have already been discussed, so it looks like that might happen. I want to see Colby Covington fight Jorge Masvidal. Those guys were friends as up and comers.
Yeah.
And I want to see them bring it around because it seems like they haven't been friendly recently.
No, they got serious beef going on. But for the record, if that happens, and even Jorge knows that he is going to get wrecked. Colby will eat Jorge up.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
because I love Jorge Masvidal.
You do like Jorge?
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
surprised to hear that.
Really?
Me too.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm not a
Huh.
fan of his. I was, and I'm not.
Yeah, I think he's extremely overrated. I think the knockout punch against Wonder Boy was, or not Wonder Boy. I'm sorry,
Usman.
against no, the knockout punch against who'd he fight? What was
What
it?
he did to Ben Askren.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
but
Ben
that's come
Askren.
on, man.
But who'd he fight before Ben Askren? Now I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I'm not sure before Ben Askren who Jorge went through, but I know that he got absolutely every bead of sweat swept off of his face by Kamaru Usman. He got himself in over his head with that
Yeah,
fight.
he was literally dry. He
Right.
knocked out Darren Till.
Yeah, that I think that was a fluke. I think 4 out of 5 times Darren Till beats him. Ben Askren, there's nothing impressive about that. I mean, Robbie Lawler almost killed him in the ring, or in the cage. The Diaz fight was stopped early. I think the momentum of that fight was changing course, and that's the later rounds are definitely Diaz rounds.
What was that? The BMF,
Yeah.
BMF title.
Yeah.
So Jorge does
Kinda wish
hold
that
one
never would've
belt in
happened.
the UFC right now.
I mean, that's like the Intercontinental title or whatever.
But does he still have it, or has it been defunct?
Yeah, he
Is
still
it
has
active?
I mean,
No,
I think
it's
he
not like a
physically,
real thing.
yeah, he physically probably still has it, maybe in his den at home, but
No, but what I'm wondering is it an active, like,
No.
they're
No.
gonna put up a next BMF fight, or they should
No,
do that. That would be a big draw in
I
2022.
think they put that title up because they needed something to draw, because Diaz at that time, he hadn't fought in a while, right? And then they needed something to like draw attention to it, and they pretty much get heat for every time they do an interim belt, like they did with the heavyweights just recently. Like Francis Ngannou won the title, and then 3.5 months later they had an interim title. Like you can't have those guys turn around, especially like a title fight, that quick.
There will never be another BMF champion.
Well, the whole BMF thing started with, after Diaz beat Anthony Pettis, like Diaz, in his mind, he's been the champion for years and years and years. He's beat everybody, even if that means he just slapped somebody, in the crowd one day at a UFC fight. So, like, after he beat Pettis, he's like, I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet, and I want to defend this belt against, Jorge Masvidal. He had a good last fight against Ben Askren. So that's, the UFC just ran with it from there.
Diaz don't win or don't lose fights, they run out of time.
That's the truth too, dude. It really is the truth about the Diaz boys.
What are we hearing about Nate Diaz? What's that other prick's name? Fucking Jake Paul. What are we hearing about Jake Paul, Nate Diaz?
They'll never box.
Nate Diaz won't ever do it.
Or Nick. Either, and Dana won't let it happen. Well, because I think Nick has one fight left on his contract or some shit.
Yeah, and I heard talks about Kevin Holland being that fight, and then I haven't heard anything else about it.
And like Jake Paul might think that he's making a lot of money boxing, but there's no amount of money that Jake Paul could generate from one of those fights that would like make Dana White even give a fuck enough to entertain releasing somebody.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And Nate Diaz, he got that mentality too, that like, Jake Paul doesn't get to fight him. He hasn't earned that, so Nate won't ever step in there with him.
But like, what's different about these situations though is like someone like Rose or Juliana Pena, like their entire life has been leading up to winning that title, right? Or being involved in that title fight. They've earned their spot. They've beaten all contenders to get there.
Right.
And even the boxers that are on the undercard of these fucking circuses are nobody's even tuning in to see these people who have actually put in the work to deserve to have those type of eyes on them, and they're outshined by somebody who's made a living making staged prank videos and staring at dead people in Japan.
We can't stop these things. These trains are rolling. I mean, I'm just going to sit back and watch what happens. I mean, I'm not going to buy the shit. I'm going to pirate it every time.
Yeah, pirate the shit out of that, Matt.
Absolutely. But I don't know. I'm not going to let these things upset me. And who knows? It's going to be a mixture of, it seems like, rapping and entertainment, these concerts, while these individuals are walking out to their fight.
Yeah, and that's the part that kills me. Like, the commentary is just such a joke. Like, in my mind, you know, like, I love the sport of fighting. I love it. You know, I love everything about it. It's very, very real to me. And like, I don't know, it needs to be more respected.
I just want to let you guys know that Tyron Woodley's trainer said that he swears on God on Jaw that fight wasn't fixed.
Oh.
On God, okay. On God?
Yeah.
On God, on God?
Yeah.
Like, for real, for real?
I believe him.
Whoa.
I gotta tell my favorite story. When I talk about you, Matt, there's one story that can sum you up. And it's when me, you, and Adam Pichettino were down in Columbus, and we were down there for the Ohio State game.
Yes.
And you know, we were partying hard, and you wanted Steak and Shake. So we went to the Steak and Shake down there, and we walked in, you ordered your food from the counter, and you sat down at the table, and this waitress came up to you and said, these are my tables that I make tips off of. I'm going to ask you to move. And you said to this girl, calm down, bitch, I'll tip you. So Matt sat there, ate his whole meal, threw 2 pennies on the table. No bullshit.
Oh, don't.
It gets better. It gets better.
Oh, no.
2 pennies on the table, walks out all arrogant, all arrogant, walks right out. Okay. Little did we know that her big black boyfriend was waiting outside. Her big black boyfriend grabbed Matt like a child and spun him in circles with his feet off the ground, like like a father would do to a toddler. Spun him in circles. Okay, it's not even over yet. So this happens. Matt, finally, we convinced this guy, let Matt go. Matt is pissed that he just got spun around in public by this big black man. So we're walking down the street, and as we're doing this, Matt is punching signs. And the riot police were there for that weekend because it was a Michigan Ohio State
remember this now.
It was a Michigan Ohio State game. And Matt's walking down the street, motherfucking everything, punching signs, and the riot police come out from nowhere. They just come out from nowhere, and they drug him behind the house. And I'm pretty sure they beat him up a little bit.
Yeah, they did. Down the driveway, they beat me up a little bit. I ended up sitting on. Let's rewind a little bit. The final straw, what got me pulled by those cops, was I ripped it was like a for sale sign or for rent sign for a house on Lane Avenue. I ripped that out of the ground. I remember ripping something out of the ground, a sign, and throwing it, and then getting drugged down a driveway into the back area. I think that this was Adam and you, or you and Dink, or
no, me and Adam were there.
You and Adam, and you guys came chasing these cops, asking them, dude, let him go, chill out. We're chilling. We don't want this, beef tonight. And it was a serious standoff. They threw me down on my ass in that backyard there, like cuffed up already. You guys got me out of that.
So if there was a half an hour that could define your life, that would be it.
I don't remember the steak and shake situation. What I do remember though is walking down High Street that night. A kid that was like maybe 14 years old walked up to me and asked, "Hey, you got a quarter?" And I told him, "Kid, you're too young to be buying a quarter ounce of marijuana." He said, "I need a quarter to make a phone call." I said, "Oh shit, I'm a bad influence."
Oh god,
That's so stupid.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you sold your T-shirt off your back, or maybe you bought a
I
T-shirt off of
bought
somebody's
this.
back.
We threw oranges at the wall.
Yes, we did. All through the hallways of that apartment.
Not in the house.
No,
in the hall.
No, that would have been disrespectful to the person living there. So we fucked up the commons area. We fucked that up real good.
Let's talk about the night we went to PJ's or something downtown, something promos, pogos. And then we came back to Old Broad's house, and you guys told me the next morning, Matt, we got raided by the cops last night, and you were face flat in the living room, and they went to kick you, and you woke up and you said,
"Hey man, it's not on me." He went right back to bed. Right back to bed. The fucking 3 cops kicking around in there. We had a 4-foot hookah sitting on the table. We're, young in high school, shitting bricks about this. Matt sleeps right through it.
Bro,
classic.
Not on me.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Exactly.
So
Cops like, this kid gave up on himself. We're not even gonna fuck with him.
This kid's got nothing in his future. Let's let him be.
You still had dreadlocks at the time, so they probably figured the damage was done.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's nothing we can do to this man that he hasn't done to himself.
He's too far gone.
Do you think it'll have a sound system?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dustin, remember how we used to drive around the south side and we would talk about smokestacks? Okay, this is something that I've been on for a very long time that I think is viable. This is very viable technology, and it's useful in the modern economy. Is if you have, a Chevy rocked out on blades, just riding clean with candy paint, why not? If you're going to be smoking enough, which we always do inside the cab, you put smokestacks on the bitch, and now you've got a chimney coming out of your car you got the chandelier inside, you're riding on blades, you got candy paint, smokestack.
You just described your brother in our childhood.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure. I remember that being a white sunbird. On
he had a what was it, a Monte Carlo?
Oh, let me tell you guys about another thing that happened. You guys remember Tiger Woods?
Of course.
He everything that happened with him, he got in a car accident like maybe 9-10 months ago. Real bad car accident.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Right. Where he almost like lost one of his limbs or something like that. He apparently has made a full recovery, and he was in a golf tournament last week with his 10-year-old son. Bro, Charlie Woods he's
real.
Bro, he's real.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
They played half of his shots in that scramble.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, when Tiger and Charlie both take a shot and you play the best shot. Dude, they played like a ton of Charlie's shots on that dude. That kid is going to be a killer.
It was funny to see his kids' mannerisms and his side by side. Like, no denying that, boy, Tiger. That's definitely yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some of that too. That was
Danny, please give your take on golf.
You think that kid will fight me?
He
can bring his driver.
You guys, Danny, we like cutting up on China, right? We hate China.
Yeah, fuck China, dude.
Yeah, fuck China, bro.
I mean,
And all the fighters.
Chinese people are okay. The CCP
Right.
can suck a big red, white, and blue dick.
Absolutely. Hey,
Yeah.
you heard about Peng
And-
Shui?
And the fighters, they're all. I'm convinced that they're all like lab grown.
I agree. The
What do they call
run
that?
Zhang Wei Li went on.
Yeah.
Can't explain it. But there's a golfer or a volleyball player, something
Yeah, those are
named
close to being the same sport, so it could be either.
Peng Shui. Peng Shui.
Isn't that when you
This-
decorate your room so that like you can bang better?
It's when you do the little sand art. You got to make
Yeah.
sure that the sand is scraped.
You comb that little sandbox with the stupid fucking tree so your dick gets hard.
Dude, there's a woman named Peng Shui who went missing for like 2 fucking months in China. This girl basically was some sort of athlete. And then she said, oh, one of the Chinese Communist, Party officials sucked on my titty. I don't know, dramatization. She said she was sexually assaulted. And she went missing for like two months, came out of quarantine and said, oh no, that never happened.
Naturally.
Hmm.
I know
Who was
nothing
the
about this story,
businessman?
but I can feel like I can confidently say that the Chinese government was behind it.
Right. Who was the businessman over in China? Maybe like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something
Bill Gates.
no, not Bill Gates. It was like
He was
something
there, though.
Lee something. It was like a very big businessman who spoke out. He made one discouraging, mention against the Communist Party of China, and like left the spotlight. He was the head of Alibaba. Anyways,
So you're saying Alibaba is Chinese and not like Saudi Arabian?
it was a website called Alibaba. Something. The head guy there said something he shouldn't have said, left for like a year and a half, came back, said, oh, I'm nationalized now, guys. Hey, I'm nationalized now. We're good.
Did he leave or did he get thrown into a labor camp with the
Something.
Uyghurs?
All right, with the Uyghurs, we've been talking about the genocides that Facebook is responsible for, the Ghislaine stuff. I mean, people really do need to start coming to Dead Mothers Club for their news.
Yeah, we ain't scared.
We sent a telescope that has, quote, touched the sun. Have you heard of this?
I saw
James
the
Webb.
footage.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. I mean, we're getting so close. We are sending a new Webb. It's called the Webb telescope into space right now. And this telescope is going to be able to get us not only like, how the Hubble telescope gets us pictures of galaxies far away. The Webb something, that's all I have, Webb telescope. It's going to be able to get us like heat signatures from planets. So how we say like, oh, there is planet A223b36 that is close enough to a heat source in this galaxy that it could potentially be, it could
sustain life.
Sustain life, yes. So now we're about to launch a new telescope called the Webb telescope that's going to be able to get us much more data from those stars. So that's very exciting.
So like if there's oxygen on the planet and stuff like that, that's what
I think it's like heat signatures and maybe like moisture content. I don't know.
So it's a telescope with a thermal gun on it. Not impressed.
Yeah, had one of those in Halo.
Ghislaine, remember I said that girl the prosecution arrested?
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't give a fuck. That's what that means.
Right. That's what I thought about afterwards with that is that like you're gonna rest your case after 1 week and 4 witnesses when there were however many 40 witnesses available. This is bullshit.
Yeah, 100%.
we were 4 days ahead of Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports did not report on Ghislaine Maxwell and the prosecution resting their case until 4 days after we posted our episode, whatever it was, 24. I mean, really, people should be starting to think about coming here for their news.
Yeah, I mean, what he really wants to say is Barstool Sports, you're welcome.
Did you guys see videos of the Philippine typhoon?
No,
Is that a wrestler or is that an actual thing?
The Filipino typhoon.
I thought that was Patty Pimblett's new nickname.
Yeah, that's his girlfriend who's gonna be like an up and coming strawweight.
When my mom died, my whole family splintered. Somebody posted something recently like, "Oh, Debbie McDaniel died this day 9 years ago." My comment on that Facebook post was, "Funny thing is that all of these people that you've tagged now hate each other."
Got him.
Wow. You've always been simple-minded, Matt. It's a good way to live, Matt.